whenever I speak to anyone about yachts, and I mention the word Sunseekers, I don't have to explain it to people. They know your name. What is it? Why do people know you, and what is it they think about you as a brand?
Well, it is a famous brand name. It's British, which people trust Britain. Still, Great Britain is just trusted. We build some very good motor cars, and we build good yachts. So yes, a quick story. You have a dinner party at home. You invite the friends' parents from the school, and they sort of ask what you do. They know Sunseeker, even though they don't know boats. It is a brand name, a bit like a Hoover. It really is.
So they get that first boat. Then what is it? They step on. What is it? What is it that do they feel that makes them want to get that next boat?
Look, lots of our clients have the nicer things of life.
Yeah.
When you walk on board the boat, and we're on a Sunseeker 88 yacht, you walk on. They open the doors and they say, "Wow." And I mean, look, you're sitting on board this boat. The finish is to such a high level. Our customers are so detailed, things they find that they would, if it was in a house and you're building a home, they would never go back to the builder and say, this little tiny bit of plaster. But on a Sunseeker boat, that's how detailed they are. And obviously, if we see that imperfection, it will be put right before delivery.
So that's like from an engineering perspective, a build perspective, but I assume there's when people are buying a yacht, there's a real like emotional and personal thing. So when they're opening that door, what is the feelings you think that they get, or what feelings you want them to have when they step through the door?
I think it's a magical feeling. I think the imagination goes on. I can picture myself now in the sunshine, in the south of France, in the Balearics, in Croatia, thinking of what they can do with the family. And you are, when you're on a yacht, you are all together enjoying the fun, whether you're running the boat yourself or you're having a crew. It is a family, a family adventure. I mean, I'm lucky enough to use yachts with my family, and it's. I have to say, the experience of a boating holiday is incredible. And I've been in the business since I was 16. I'm now 63. I'm not bored of my holidays. In fact, I look forward to every time going on board the boat, whether it's here in England or whether overseas.
So when you're looking at designing a new yacht and you've got a new ship, where does it begin? What's the brand? What's the brief and the emphasis that you want to do? What are you going to put into it?
Yeah, it's an interesting question because look, we are a production yard. We don't build. People think we build hundreds of boats. It's around 100 units a year, and as a production yard, we're very, very flexible. Every detail in the boat is really customer choice, from headlining, sidelining, the wood we do. There's not one Sunseeker the same. I can assure you of that. There's not one. I bet there would be some detail changes, whether it's a boat built for stock or built for a client. And it's a project, and it's an enjoyable project. In fact, lots of customers say when the boat's delivered, I've really enjoyed that one year, coming to the yard, meeting the build crew, seeing the boat start. I mean, the boat starts with a pot of resin, which is a pot of fiberglass. It starts there, and then, like this, 10 months later, you would have this, and it really is I would say, an enjoyable project. And as I said, once they've done that, I think they're on to their next. They're talking about their next yacht.
And I think when we look at booking sort of hotels and destinations for people, what we always say is, we're not selling bricks and mortar. We're selling something that we know about the client and what they're looking for, and therefore we believe, that hotel is, best to express that. Is that similar with the yachts?
Yeah, it is. It is very similar. I'm lucky enough as well to experience good hotel holidays. I love holidays, whether it's Maldives, whether it's Europe, and yeah, it's we know what the client likes, and there's not many clients who say they dislike. Sometimes there might be some hesitance of the partner, husband, wife. One wants it, the yacht, one doesn't. But interestingly, second time round, the anti-partner who was against buying the boat in the first place will be the one pushing the other partner for the next yacht. And, if you look at our repeat business, that proves that I think we're around 70% repeat business, where I'm sure in your business, somebody loves a hotel, they probably will go back.
Yeah. So when you were talking about, some people want the yacht, some people don't. Let's talk about the people who do. What's happened? What it is in their life that they've made them go, you know what, I want a yacht now. What's that process? Where have they got to say, right, now's the time?
And what it amazes me, that some people buy a yacht and you see the house, and the yacht may be double, treble the value of the home. The drive to own, the pride of ownership. I mean, when you have a nice car and you drive to look at, it's not only nice to drive. I think people have done well in businesses, and most of our customers are normal industrialists. They're not always film stars, pop stars, footballers. All people think we are selling to those. Yes, we do have famous people buying it, but our business is made up with normal, hard-working clients who have built their business. And I wouldn't say the boat is first on the list, but it's quite early on once somebody has made their money owning a boat. It really is. It's not for everybody, but I would say we're lucky enough that it's for most people who have made money.
So now let's look at the other person in that relationship, the person who's gone, I'm not too sure, but something's happened, something clicked them over to go, you know what, yes. What do you think that is?
I think the partner persevering, saying it is the right thing. We had silly things like, he won't spend the money on the house extension, but he's going to buy a boat for 2 million, 4 million, 8 million, 20 million. And I've had that situation many times. And he'll say, look, I'll buy the boat, I will do the extension. That actually then, okay, I agree to buy the yacht. But having said that, usually once you've bought a boat and you become hooked, you really do. It's a passion, but always people are looking for their next yacht, even on delivery.
So talking about that sort of passion, so obviously, you stepped onto, it's fiberglass and it's steel and it's marble and it's all the wonderful materials that you've got. But what is it that grabs you about being a yacht that then gets inside your skin?
I just think the lifestyle. I mean, a yacht of this size, most of our clients would have a crew. The service is unbelievable. You take your shoes off on the pontoon, they will be put in a basket, they'll be polished for you the next morning. Your laundry is done. You'd have 8 guests on this boat, you'd have 4 crew. So when you think of the service you get, it's to such a high level. It really is. And I just think, the fun factor of boating, it's not only the cruising, it's in a secluded bay, the jet skis, the sea bobs, the sub-aqua gear comes out. Every holiday is different. New locations. Sometimes, you'll be in a bay and you're the only yacht in that bay. You have a private haven, really. It's your private island.
And do you think it gives people that sense of adventure, that flexibility, that ability to, to get to places that other people
Yeah,
not?
and boats over the years have become more reliable. Modern navigation systems make it easy, like having a GPS in the car, having on the yacht. But as many of our yachts now going from Mallorca, going back to maybe Italy, Sardinia, and then all the way around to Croatia and doing the Greek islands, and they're in transit. Where years ago, boats probably did a 100-mile cruise, and that was the biggest cruise. But I think today people like to adventure and have new location, and that's the nice thing about owning a yacht. Owning a villa, even though many of our clients have both.
Yeah.
Once you've got the villa, it becomes a second home. Yes, the first few years it's great, but having a yacht, it's different. From going to Monaco Grand Prix with your yacht. Let's go to Sardinia. Let's go. You're not really controlled by anything. When you have a villa, you're controlled because that is bricks and mortar sitting there. And we've seen over the years lots of people who have sold their villas to buy a yacht.
So it is that freedom. It is that movement that it's given you. So let's take a typical day. You're a family. You're on a yacht. You can decide the location. You can decide where it is. But what does that day look like for that family?
Well, a day looks like dropping the anchor in a beautiful bay, turquoise waters, clear waters, kids jumping, diving, swimming, all the things you do. Great lunch on board. When I say a great lunch, most boats of this size would have a professional chef, obviously chosen by the owner, so the cuisine they will know it will be to top level. Enjoying the day, then the night comes. We go into the night time again in a secluded bay. The underwater lights go on, and the marine life around the boat is just incredible. You're on your own little private island, really. You think about it, it's a private island. We don't have neighbours. We don't have, people shouting, screaming. You're in a bay on your own at night at anchor, which is just magical.
A moment ago, you talked about it's like the people who are buying the boat, and that they're industrious. They're working long hours. They're working. They're hard. They're absorbed by their business. What is a yacht an escape from that?
It's an escape, but we've all learned from COVID days that we can run our businesses from our laptops, from our mobile telephones. Also, with great communication, we have satellite. People are taking more time out of the office, even though they're working still. More, I would say, the seasons got longer. In fact, it was always really, I would say, June till September. Now it starts end of March, April, right through to October. And I would say, yes, most of our clients are still working hard, but they're on board their yacht working, which, what a place to work. Does it beat the office?
But then at the same time, there's the escape. I don't want to work, I want to get away. I want to spend with the family. And I'm not, in a hotel surrounded by other people, and I may have a private villa, fantastic. But this must, feel wonderful just to be away.
It's away. It really is. To me, it feels different. It feels you're away. And when I say they're working hard, they're not. They may get up a little early, do a few emails. They're watching their phone, but they're away. Or they completely switch off. And you can completely switch off, which is very, very nice. Again, everybody needs to switch off.
So these yachts inside out. So obviously, things develop, things change, new features. What are some of the new features that you've brought on board, and why have you done that? I mean, what's the reasoning?
Well, satellite with Mr. Musk's satellite for boats, really, which has brought the price down. It really has. I mean, so, where people were spending on communications on a yacht of this size, £50,000 a year, that's come down to probably around £1,500 a month, and you can switch it on and off. So I would say things like that have changed. Reliability over the years have got better. Engines with fuel consumption lower than it used to be. So there has been major changes, but I would say the main changes, the big changes are the interiors to the yachts. Our clients can have the very best homes, but the yacht needs to be equally as good as the home or even better.
Yeah, because I was going to say, like, one is, how much of yacht building is the engineering and then almost the art, which is the thing I think you're talking about, the insights.
Well, Sunseeker do both.
Yeah.
Really do. And I'm not just saying this. And, I take in part exchanges of other brands. When you look at a Sunseeker, the way it's built behind the scenes, it's incredible. And when you come inside and look at the interior, it's equally as good. Yes, there's some boat builders in the world who are probably their interiors are better than the way the boat is built. Obviously, there's quality difference, price difference on building. Sunseeker is not the lowest cost boat by any means. It's built well and priced fairly.
And obviously, so that's about where boats are now, where the yachts are now. Where they're going, how are things going to evolve, do you reckon, over the next 20 years? I mean, and not just in terms of, the engineering part, the build part, but like, what are people asking for? What are those desires and needs that people want that you will put into the yachts?
We've seen changes in yachting. I mean, glass, when I say glass, the amount of glass. So the structure of the boat have to change because the bigger the glass, the more structure we need to support it. We've seen a big change. We're building a range of boats now called the Ocean range, which is all about volume. Obviously, Sunseeker are quite clever because you need to still keep the looks, but make it bigger for its length. I mean, we're on board an 88 yacht. We've launched a 82 Ocean. Even though it's 82 feet against 88 feet, the volume is bigger on the Ocean. And people are spending a lot more time on the yacht, enjoying the yacht. So any yacht is not, the rooms are not the size of some of the rooms in a hotel there. So it's a compromise, but they're demanding volume. And that's what we're seeing, the latest thing. In the next 20 years, who knows where it's going to go? I think, things will get greener as battery technology evolves. We're not ready if you want speed and batteries don't get on, but there will be improvements on, and even now we're seeing that improvement on fuel consumptions on certain installations.
Things will evolve, things will change, people will, want different, feelings and aspects. But at the same time, as a brand like Sunseekers, your DNA has to still, so what can't change? What's that DNA that runs through all of the yachts that you think always has to be there?
It's a family. You walk around the yard, you're here today, you're a guest at Sunseeker in Poole. You meet people online, building the boats. There's pride, there's passion. I wear a Sunseeker pin when I'm going through airports. People stop me and say, "Oh, you're from Sunseeker." I'm proud. I enjoy it. I love it. You get the odd bad day when we get an engine problem and a customer phones you. We do take it to heart. But yeah, it's. I forgot where we went from that. But
I was just thinking, do you think there's Sunseekers builds a community around its owners? The reason I think about this, if you're going down the motorway and it's a bank holiday weekend and you see, a motorbike going one way and a motorbike going the other, and they'll they'll do a little wave. Do you think that happens within Sunseeker, the ownership?
Yes, and we create that family of pride of ownership, getting together. We do events, not only boat shows where our clients do meet each other, but there's a number of events that are done a year, whether it's a cruise event. And yes, I'm sure there's the odd wave like the Land Rover Defender wave with Sunseeker owners. But Sunseeker owners, they know buying a Sunseeker, they know they're buying one of the best products in the world, and they're proud to own it. That's what I'd say.
I want to just end with something where you began at the beginning and to follow on from where you were there. So you talked about the best in the world, but you talked about the Britishness at the beginning. Is that important to Sunseekers, and should that be an important thing as we move into the future?
And look, we're building boats in the UK. I'm proud of it, but look, our cars are built elsewhere. I believe we could build a boat elsewhere as long as it was managed by Sunseeker. Will it change in time? I'm not sure. I've been around Sunseeker since 1989, I believe, and they've spoken about change. Could they build here? Could they build there? It may happen, but it may happen on a starter boat. I think it will stay mainly built here. Also, very importantly, there's 2,000 people employed at Sunseeker. Most things are built in-house. You're looking at the furniture here. It's all done in-house. With other boat yards, it's subcontracted labour, so you get varied quality of build. Whether we're building a 50-foot Sunseeker or a 140-foot Sunseeker, the quality remains the same. It's Sunseeker quality.
So I'm sat in a boardroom, just finished a long boardroom meeting at work, and I'm heading to the weekend, and I'm thinking, it'd be great to have a yacht. What persuaded me to get that yacht? A Sunseeker yacht in particular.
It will change their life. It really will. And we see clients who, yes, go on holiday, but when they have a yacht, they will, I think, go on holiday more. If you invest in a yacht, you'll go on. Even though lots of our clients will, off-season, will still do the Maldives, still do the safaris, all the things what wing boots do. But yeah, I think it changes their life. Boating does. It really does.
Okay. Well, thanks very much.
Thank you.